Good morning. Welcome to this short session where we're going to talk about most important topics for INI-CET, and I'm also going to quiz you, everybody. So we have a short quiz which is there for all of you. I'm going to quiz you as well. So basically, this session, I hope first of all, I hope everybody is doing good. It's a Sunday morning, and I'm so glad you could join me for this short session. Good morning. Good morning. So basically, what I've planned for today's session is I am going to tell you most important topics for PSM, okay, based on your past year papers. So it is based on past year INI-CET papers. I'm going to list down the most important topics which are based on past year INI-CET papers, and then we are going to discuss a short quiz of 8 to 9 questions, 8 to 9 MCQs, and I'm going to tell you how exactly you're going to revise PSM in these last couple of days, okay, for your INI-CET exam. Now, anybody who's appearing for NEET PG or FMG, please attend this session as well if you want, because you'll get to see the important topics that actually get repeated in almost all the exams. All right, guys. So see, the first thing, all of you, I just want to ask you a question, okay? It's like, what is the best way to create your future? I mean, best way to predict your future. If anybody asks you, best way to predict your future, what do you think it is? Best way to predict your future. The best way to predict your future, like Abraham Lincoln asked all of us, is what's the best way to predict your future? It's to create it, guys. It's to create it. And we are helping you. I hope we are helping you do that. I hope everybody is determined, has not lost their hope. Even if you didn't score well in NEET PG, you have an opportunity in this current INI-CET to, strengthen and move ahead in your preparation. All right. Now, most important PSM topics. If you talk about PSM topics, PSM in INI-CET. Now, if I have to describe PSM, I hope all of you are with me. Give me a thumbs up, guys. First of all, give me a thumbs up, everybody who's in this session. A short session, guys. I won't take too much of your time today, but give me a thumbs up, everyone, so that I know that my dear students are here listening to me and are ready to appear for the PSM quiz that I have framed for all of you in just a couple of minutes. Okay? Great. Thank you so much. So now when we talk about PSM and INI-CET, or for that matter, whether it's NEET PG, whether it's FMG exams as well, guys, you all know it is challenging. It is challenging, but at the same time, it is scoring. It's very scoring. But the real confusion that stands in our mind is what to study in this last minute. What to study for PSM in this last minute. What to study in PSM in the last minute. क्या करें? Whether you're appearing for INI, whether you're appearing for NEET, whether you're appearing for FMG, last minute अपने को पढ़ना क्या है? That is most important. Let me give you a solution for all of you for that. Okay. So before we actually write approach in INI-CET, look at this. PSM PYTs over the years. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the PSM PYTs over the years. Then I'm going to quiz you on those PSM PYTs with 8 MCQs, and then I'm going to give you a final approach what you're going to do for this INI-CET, even if it's PSM only or for any other subject. Now just have a look over here. PSM PYT INI-CET 2025. What were the questions that actually came? What were the topics that actually came in PSM in 2025? Look at the top 5 MCQs. Look at the 5 topics. Can you see them, guys? Measures of central tendency and dispersion, measures of location, steps of research, stratified random sampling, test of significance. Imagine 5 MCQs. If you open your PYQ of INI-CET 2025 paper, the most important conceptual topic that's coming up is biostats. Okay, and look at the topic. This one has come n number of times. I'm going to put stars over here. This is a topic that is also important for NEET. This is also important for NEET PG. This is also important for FMG. What I'm trying to show you is how the topics get repeated in all the exams. Then look at this. Incidence prevalence from EPID calculation. So we cannot miss out on the formulas. Total dependency ratio. Now, this is a question that was picked up from FMG papers, guys, which came in the INI-CET exam. Again, it's a 2-star thing. And most of you ask me, ma'am, Diseases and programs. क्या पढ़े last minute PSM में for diseases and programs? Here is your answer. National AIDS Control Program. They love asking you about AIDS Control Program, in which they will ask you about parent to child transmission of this one, prevention of parent to child transmission. Okay, PPTCT. And then blindness program is extremely important. RMNCAH plus M, that means all maternal and child health initiatives. They are fond of asking child health initiatives. Ayushman Bharat was yet another important topics, and sometimes they ask you acts may they keep coming up with a new act. Like this time they came DPDP Act, or they could come up with MTP Act, or they could also ask about POXO Act. Okay? So what I'm trying to conclude from over here is we have to revise biostat for the last minute. We have to revise EPID. We have to focus on diseases and NHP, but not all the diseases. I'll sum up the important diseases at the end for you. Now look at this one, INI-CET 2024. Again, if you look at this one, meta-analysis. Very fond of asking meta. In EPID, we have to focus on meta-analysis, advanced EPID. They've also asked about experimental study designs. They've also gone to screening numericals. I'm just trying to give you last minute important revision topics. When you talk about vaccines, it is classification, and some of the vaccines that they love, rotavirus vaccines, measles vaccines, JE vaccines. And when it comes to diseases, can you see over here, guys? Again, malaria, PPTCT. So for diseases, it is HIV, it is malaria that we have to go for, it is TB, which is asked, and mostly it is leprosy. Okay? Other than that, sometimes for nutrition, one of the health program that they ask is Anemia Mukt Bharat. It keeps coming in your exams. And biomedical waste management. आता ही रहता है. Universal health coverage का मतलब है we are talking to about Ayushman Bharat. Clear? We're talking about Ayushman Bharat. So just keep looking at the topics. I'm just scrolling the topics for you. In 2023, again they asked a lot about the same things. Biostats. Every year they will ask biostats, and what are the topics they are asking? Central tendency, dispersion. They're asking test of statistical significance, graphs. Sometimes they come up with special graphs like fishbone diagram. Okay, for EPID, meta-analysis, nested case control, only and only important for your INI-CET exams. Study design reporting guidelines, steps of a cohort study. All right, so all these things we have to focus in EPID. Screening, they are not leaving out. So screening, again, they're not leaving out. Diseases, like I've always told you, there are 5-6 important diseases that we have to focus for INI-CET, guys, or for any exam. It is rabies, it is tetanus, it is STD, it is pneumonia, and it is diarrhea. ये 5 diseases में exam में question आता ही आता है. And for nutrition, Anemia Mukt Bharat, and they're also fond of asking about things like prudent diet and stuff. Okay. Again, if you pick up 2022 paper, same thing, biostat. Same question they are asking, standard deviation. Steps of odds ratio, no, case control. All right, so biostats, screening, sensitivity calculations, vaccines, VVM, they're not missing out on those things. And of course, images, they ask natural history of disease, and there's an image of lead time. That is also important. Disability limitation, prevention se chapters. Can you see how the questions are evolving? INI-CET 2022, dog bite management, anti-malaria drug, anti-TB, MDT, leprosy, PPTCT. Same thing keeps revolving, guys. Entomology. Okay, disaster they come up with. They'll either come up with disaster, they'll either come up with occupational health. Then biomedical waste management, they will come up with mercury spill, they will come up with fluid spill management. Pearl index, again, calculations are important. So are you noticing the trend that I'm trying to show you? It's the same topics that are revolving over the years. It's nothing very new. Okay, it's nothing very new. Yeah, one question they come up with new, जैसे कि they ask about in INI-CET 2022, they asked about Rothman's model. Rothman's model, जो हम लोग पढ़ते हैं, you will find it in the main videos. Okay, Rothman's model, sufficient cause model. So what I'm trying to tell you, if you're all getting 12 MCQs in INI-CET, 10 will be again from the same topics that we've been studying over the years. 2 might be here and there, something that you will always get in main videos. That's the importance of main videos, which I'm not asking you, okay, ab last 10 days mein tum main videos karo. Not a possibility. Look at 2021. Correlation, graphs, same thing. Epidemiological study. Meta-analysis is their favorite. Incidence prevalence calculation. Vaccines, they stick to the same vaccines. Measles, J, hepatitis, pentavalent. That's what they're loving. HDI calculation, PQLI calculation, they ask a lot. Diseases like I told you, STI kits. Now in 2021, nobody thought they'll give you milk pasteurization and nutrition. Although we teach you pasteurization, right? We always study about techniques of pasteurization. Then you could see one question out of the box, mobile medical unit. This was a part of RMN-CAH plus N only, which again got repeated in 2025. Okay, and others also same thing, same diseases management over the years. Are you looking at the papers? Are you looking at how the questions have been running? Same topics are evolving, guys. Parametric, non-parametric, loved in NEET PG, loved in INI-CET, 5-star topic. Look over here, meta-analysis, definitely expect for your INI-CET. Biomedical waste management, spill management, correlation, बहुत आता है. Same diseases are being scrolled. TB management, leprosy treatment and prophylaxis, malaria treatment and prophylaxis, PPT-CT, accidental needle stick injury, MTP, POXO Act, Yojanas, Janani Suraksha Yojana, they still love. JSSK, they are still fond of that. So you really don't have to go out of the box right now for studying for your INI-CET. Samajh mein aa raha hai? Did you understand how the papers are evolving? Are you all with me, everybody? So once I've shown you a run through these topics that came in your, INI-CET exam, over the last couple of years, as you have seen, what are the lessons learned? Or what is the approach? Before I quiz you, what is the approach that you're going to take in INI-CET? For PSM, you will not ignore biostat, guys. Biostat, I'm writing finally what are the topics that are meant to be studied in this last couple of days. For biostat, we are going to have central tendency, we are going to have measures of dispersion, we will study para versus parametric versus non-para, okay, non-para and we will focus on correlation and we will focus on certain graphs as well. Okay? Moving ahead, EPID, I would always suggest, guys, you will look out that the steps of case control, cohort, randomization. Okay? Steps, meta-analysis, pay attention to the forest plot and this thing. And of course, RR, AR, PAR calculation. These are the things that we need to focus on the very last minute. When we talk about vaccines, again the same thing, VVM, and for separate vaccines, you will take up measles, J, Penta, and one more DPT. Particularly the contraindication of DPT. Screening, when I talk about screening, for screening again, what is it that you're going to study? For screening, you will do the calculations, guys. Sensitivity, specificity, do that and go for your INI-CET. Other than that, if I talk about diseases and NHP, so you have to focus on HIV, PPT-CT, you have to focus on malaria, TB, leprosy, treatment and prophylaxis. You have to focus on treatment, prophylaxis. Okay? Other than that, for the last minute, rabies, like I said, STD, and this also, goes for NEET PG also. Pneumonia, diarrhea, and there's one more, tetanus. Okay? And There are 4 cycles that come in your exams, guys. There are 4 cycles or 5 cycles, I would say. Demography transition model you will pay attention to. Demography transition model. You should go through disaster cycle. Disaster cycle. We will cover health planning cycle, हेल्थ कम्युनिकेशन साइकिल एंड फैमिली साइकिल. कुछ ना कुछ इसमें से आता है एग्जाम. Clear? So this is one thing that you should know. Now the last thing before we go to the quiz is that how are we going to approach in INI-CET the study resources. So as like you know, we will be having definitely our LRR for PSM, which is scheduled for the 30th October. We will also be having short sessions. We will also be having, you can also refer to RR PrepLadder. You can also refer to RR PrepLadder. And you must also try and attempt, give your, if you have time, at least PSM ke liye try to give 1 to 2 subject tests in a week. 1 to 2 subject tests. Because whatever days are left, because PSM is very scoring and it is going to turn up in the exam. Am I clear? Everybody give me a thumbs up. Of course, we will have, when FMG exams would be nearing, hopefully we will have, it's too early to say now, but definitely we will have. Now, before I go to the quiz, anybody has any query, give me a thumbs up before I go to the quiz, guys. Please don't ignore PSM for your INI-CET exams. I've told you how you're going to master is this thing. If you've not been practicing MCQs, you have to practice MCQs. Only reading notes will not be sufficient. So give MCQs, give tests, give subject tests. Obviously, you're giving your GTs and use active recall. Okay? So I've listed down all the important PSM topics for you which have been coming over the years, and based on that only we are going to have our LRRs, our short sessions. Thumbs up? Okay? Chalo. Now let's quiz you. Are you ready for the first quiz of INI-CET preparation of the last minute in PSM? Let's start. Chalo. First question. Can you do this, guys? We look at some 8-9 MCQs. Let's see what your answer is. A case control study investigates the association between smoking and lung cancer. Among 100 lung cancer cases, 80 are smokers. Among 100 controls, 20 are smokers. Calculate the odds ratio and interpret its clinical significance. Yes, Divya, you can definitely have a look at the questions, guys, because this question is like a topic that we're doing on odds ratio. It could come in any of the exams. Okay? So don't get to this thing. Attend the questions. Question kahin pe bhi practice karo. It will always boost your confidence, and that's really important to do. Okay? So very good, guys. Now, as soon as you get a question to calculate odds ratio, we all know odds ratio is calculated from case control study design. Okay? And whenever you get a question, try to recollect what was the formula for odds ratio. It's cross product ratio. A, B, C, D. It's always a Z. It's never a no. So cross product. Cross product means AD upon BC. So over here you have lung case cancer, no cancer. Okay, no cancer. And always the exposure is on the row side, smoker, and here you're going to have non-smoker. What is the order of ABCD? It's like this. Now you have 100 lung cancer cases. So that's going to come here. Think where is 80? 80 are smokers. It's going to come here. There are 100 controls. It's going to come over here. And look at this one. Out of those 100 controls, 20 are smokers. So 20 is going to come over here. Now what is going to be your D? 100 minus 20, which is again 18. And what is going to be your C? 100 minus 80, which is your 20. So this now becomes a cross product ratio. So if you cross it, everybody, you will know that 80 into 80 upon 20 into 20. So this comes out to be how much, guys? How much is it going to come? Like most of you answered, odds ratio is going to be 60. Very strong association between smoking and lung cancer. Clear? Did you understand this question? All you had to do is you have to figure out how we are going to calculate the odds ratio. It's AD upon BC, and accordingly you're going to mark your answer. ठीक है? Okay, anybody would want to tell me this answer before we start our revision in the Telegram groups also, quizzes that we do. We're just having a baseline session where we know what are the important topics that we have to do. Anybody, 10 weeks old baby has come for vaccination. The baby has had a previous history of inconsolable crying and fever after vaccination for 6 weeks. What should be the next step now? So over here, this is the catch. Inconsolable crying is no longer an absolute contraindication. You can definitely give the vaccine now. So give DPT. Inconsolable crying is no longer an absolute contraindication. It is no longer an absolute contraindication. We can revaccinate the baby. Never, you should never, we can give the remaining doses. We should never revaccinate. We need to always continue vaccination from where it was left. Clear? So just giving you an idea of the questions. What is the answer to this? A 5-year-old boy received a full course of rabies vaccine in December 2018. In November 2019, his fully vaccinated pet dog bit him on the toe, causing bleeding. What is the recommended treatment? So what is the answer to this? What is the answer to this, everybody? What is the answer to this? Can anyone tell me the answer to this, guys? Now, what is this? Is it a case of post-exposure prophylaxis, pre-exposure, re-exposure? So this is a case of re-exposure prophylaxis. Re-exposure prophylaxis. That means the person has been bit again by a dog. Now, what is it that I've taught you? Whenever you get a question on re-exposure prophylaxis, you have to look at the duration. Now, you have to see, is it within 3 months? Is it within 3 months or is it beyond 3 months? Okay, I will be sharing the PDF. Don't worry. Henceforth, the sessions, we will definitely share the PDF. Okay, so is it within 3 months? Is it beyond 3 months? Now, if it is within 3 months, nothing to be done, nothing done. All right, but if it is beyond 3 months, everybody, like we have learned, re has 2 letters. How many letters? 2 letters. So how many doses we have to give now? 2 doses. And when will we give it? On day 0 and 3. Whether we give IM or ID, it's okay. So we're going to give 2 doses of vaccine on day 0 and day 3. Clear, everybody? When I take up the LRR sessions, the short sessions, we will be revising all this in detail as well. Okay, this is just a ice-breaking session. I'm showing you the questions right now. Okay, let's have a look at this. Now, this is basically an INI PYQ only, an INI-CET PYQ. No, so very good. Suryansh has asked a question. Let me read out his question. So, Suryansh is asking, in case of re-exposure, no need of IG, of within 3 months, nothing to do after 3 months. Okay. Now, Suryansh, देखो, immunoglobulin, once given, we do not need to re-administer. And suppose पहले किसी को bite हुआ है category 2. In category 2, we don't give the immunoglobulin. You know that, right? In category 2, there's no bleeding. So we don't give immunoglobulin. We only give it in category 3 wounds. Now, suppose in the previous bite, somebody suffered from a category 2 wound and now category 3. Again, you don't need to give immunoglobulin because he's been vaccinated before. So he already has antibodies in his body. Clear? So the rule with immunoglobulin is once given, you don't need to revaccinate, and in re-exposure, even in cat 3 bites, you don't need to give. You just need to give the vaccine. Clear? All right. Chalo. So got it, everybody? Chalo. Let's have a look at this question. Thank you so much, Medico. आगे बढ़ते हैं. A 5-year-old Ram and 3-year-old Sham are Ramadevi's son. Sham developed a rash, but Ramadevi ignored it, assuming it to be an allergy. After 10 days, Ram also developed a rash along with fever. Out of fear, Ramadevi took Ram to the PHC Healthcare workers of PHC suspected it to be measles. Choose correct options. Now see, that's the difference between NEET, FMG exams and INI-CET. I'm not saying that they can't ask you this in NEET PG or FMG exams. Usually NEET PG, FMG, we would get a direct question, give the definition of an index case. Now here they're trying to judge you and trying to find out which is a primary case and what is an index case. Clear? So over here, who developed the infection first? Sham. Sham was ignored. But when Ram developed, Shama Devi brought him to the center. So, who is the index case over here, guys? Ram is an index case. Now, Ram also developed. Ram was brought to the center. So, index case is the first case to come to the notice of epidemiologist or health physician. So, Ram is definitely at index case. But who developed the rash? First, everybody, Sham developed the rash first. So, Sham is a primary case. Ram got infection from Sham? Yes. And could Ram have been, could Ram have been saved? Ram could have received post-exposure prophylaxis if his mother had brought him to the hospital. Right? Now, my question to all of you, next time they can give you, how could Ram be saved? You will give post-exposure prophylaxis. So what is it that you're going to give to Ram in order to save him? Anybody in the comment section, guys, what is it that you're going to give to Ram in post-exposure prophylaxis in case you want to save him? Very good, Aditya. Vaccine, measles vaccine. Aditya, my next question to you only. Measles vaccine or to everybody should be given within how many days of exposure? Aditya or Alia, anyone? Measles vaccine should be given to how many days? Suryansh, in category 2, only for HIV positive, you will give immunoglobulin. Okay? Only for HIV within 3 days of exposure. Very good. So look over here. Susceptible contacts over age of 9 to 12 months may be protected against measles with measles vaccine, provided it is given within 3 days of exposure. And suppose I don't have measles vaccine, but I have immunoglobulin. So I can also administer immunoglobulin within 3 to 4 days of exposure. This is the dose, 0.25 ml per kg body weight. But if I give immunoglobulin, then I have to give live vaccine 8 to 12 weeks later. Remember these things. We prefer vaccine, but next time they can definitely ask you that how will you save Ram? So you have to give the measles vaccine. Got it? Okay. Just 2-3 more questions. Give me an answer to this. A 55-year-old male presents to the outpatient clinic with progressive shortness of breath and a chronic dry cough. He mentions working in shipbuilding for over 30 years. On examination, his lungs have a dull percussion note and fine crackles at the bases. A chest x-ray is being performed. Which of the following radiographic finding are you going to mark over here? Now, guys, shipbuilding or construction work, okay? Okay, this is just a breakthrough session, guys. Okay, all right. Just 1 second. Just give me 1 second. Yeah, so shipbuilding, more important, guys, is not silicosis. Shipbuilding is more importantly leading to, some of you see are getting confused. Shipbuilding, construction, we would more important go with asbestosis. ठीक है, अगर एग्जाम में कंस्ट्रक्शन एंड शिप बिल्डिंग आया वी विल गो फॉर एस्बेस्टोसिस, एग्जाम में सीमेंट आया वी विल गो फॉर सिलिकोसिस. ठीक है, ओके, गिव मी द आंसर टू दिस. Which of the following duties are performed by a male multi-purpose worker? Where is a male multi-purpose worker posted? Where is a male multi-purpose worker posted? You all know male multi-purpose worker is posted in a sub-center. In a sub-center, they have some particular work to do. Maintain eligible couple register is A&M, or I could say multi-purpose worker female. Collect sputum sample is the work of a male. ORS, both can distribute. Malaria surveillance male. Hemoglobin urine is the work of an A&M. So what is the correct answer, guys? 2, 3, 4. In NEET, PG or FMG, they would have asked the same question, but they would have just asked you what is the function of a female multipurpose worker? They would have given you 4 options and you had to select. Here they have given you select from multiple options. Okay? Chalo, let's go to one more question. What is one of the criteria used to define SAM according to WHO standards? Anybody? What is one of the criteria used to define a SAM child according to WHO standards? SAM child according to WHO standards. Anyone can tell me the answer to this? Severe acute, and this is a PYQ only, guys. Mid upper arm circumference. More than तो नहीं होता ना. SAM, 3 criterias. Mid upper arm circumference below 11.5 centimeters or 115 millimeters. And or acute बोल रहे हैं. So low weight for height. Low weight for height, not below -2, below -3 st, and or bilateral edema or nutritional edema. So that's how they deliberately give such questions which could confuse you. So your answer over here is presence of nutritional anemia. And I deliberately gave this because some of you might immediately look at mid upper arm circumference, but please pay attention. This is more than, this is not less than, and this is -2. This is not below -3. Okay? Yes, very good, Slambo. Okay, one last question I'm going to give you today is a numerical. Let's see how many of you can do this. And don't worry, guys. PSM, this is just a rehearsal session that we are doing today. We will be having LRRs. You have your quizzes on Telegram. You have your RR, PrepLadder RR. Please go through it. I have designed RR in such a manner, guys, that it covers most of the topics that are coming repeatedly in INI-CET, NEET as well as FMG. And trust me, everybody, when it comes to a subject like PSM, I would also say for all our MBBS subjects, there is not much difference now which is left for questions in NEET, FMG or INI-CET. So suppose you're a NEET PG aspirant, you should also go through MCQs of your FMG papers. They're being devised by the same board. And sometimes, you know what they're doing? They're picking up questions exactly from FMG, giving a NEET PG, from NEET PG, giving an FMG. And still you have time. Go through INI-CET papers rather than randomly picking up questions and reading here and there. Do your INI-CET papers, and if you still have time, go through your UPSC papers. ठीक है, जब भी आप वो क्वेश्चंस करोगे which have already come in exams, it's going to add to the confidence. Okay, remember these words. ठीक है. Yes, Slambook, and you know, for my main videos in PSM, you will separately find a 30-minute video on updates. So if you are worried, you can just go through that 30-minute video on updates, which is separately present. Now, what is your answer to this, guys? Maternal mortality ratio, you all know MMR ratio is numerator is not a part of denominator. So we're going to have total maternal deaths per live birth. We'll have live birth, and I've told you in entire PSM there's one formula where the multiplier is 1 lakh, so it is maternal mortality ratio. So now don't say 6. Don't put numerator 6. That's wrong, because you will exclude accidental incidental causes. You will not count this. You will count this, you will count this, you will count this, you will count this, you will not count this. Don't immediately say total women who died is 6 and put it there. No, this is 4. Total live births that you have is 4,000 into 1 lakh. So it's going to come out to be 100. Okay. 1 second. Even if it's not mentioned there, some of you are having this confusion. Even if it's not mentioned that he took category 3 bite or something, if somebody is a case of re-exposure now, then they have been vaccinated before, antibodies are already there. You really don't have to worry. Vaccine day 0 and 3 is sufficient. Got it? Okay. Chalo. Sepsis could be due to pregnancy. Okay. So, all right. So now, okay, one more question, image-based question could come. This is a PYQ only. Just give me the name of this larva that you see. I have not given you the options deliberately. What is the name of the larva over here? Which larva can you make out over here? Quickly tell me in the comment section, which larva is it that you can make out over here? Which larva can you make out over here? Very good. This is Culex. It has a long siphon tube. You all know Anopheles sets parallel to the water. Okay, no siphon tube. Aedes has a, this is Aedes. Aedes has a shorter siphon tube. This is Culex, has the longer. And mostly they also ask Anopheles. Okay. So that's it. Just a rehearsal session, guys. Like someone eminent author has put out. Your positive action combined with positive thinking results in success. I know the exam is very near. There are a lot of things which could confuse you. But if you are acing, if you are looking for your last minute revision, be it for any of the subject, guys, we on our PrepLadder app have also conducted the RR Live Reignite, RR Reignite. You could go through that if you have it, okay, live sessions. Also, the LRR INI-CET has started. LRR is going to be conducted for PSM on 30th October. We are also giving out quizzes on Instagram, PrepLadder account, on Telegram. We have daily revision rosters for PSM, which I have circulated. Go through that, attend the sessions, and don't miss out for INI-CET. Don't miss out revising conceptual topics, which is biostat, which is your EPID. In EPID, I would want you to focus on steps of study design, meta-analysis. I would want you to focus on incidence prevalence. I would want you to focus on calculations for your INI-CET. Rest, they ask basic, guys. All the yojanas for TB, HIV, leprosy, rabies, like I told you, pneumonia, STD, diarrhea. A couple of these diseases, I would be covering them in LRR also for your last minute revision. So there is absolutely nothing to worry. Just have faith on yourself, believe yourself, go give your best. Remember, this is just a phase, okay? The exam is a part of life. It is not it's something that's very important right now, but remember, nothing is more important than any of one of you. Okay, so be safe, take care of your health, and keep revising. Okay, have a good Sunday, guys. I will definitely meet you again soon, as you all are aware. And take care, guys. Bye-bye. We will have numericals and LRR also, and we will have a separate session on formulas as well as numericals. Okay, so bye-bye. Thank you so much. God bless each one of you. Take care. Have a good day.